Did you watch John Wick today? Yes, I did watch John Wick today. Did you? No, I didn't. I really want to see John Wick 3. John Wick 3 looks like a really good movie. What do you think? Howdy, everybody. This is Julian's World. You are now tuned into another episode. Okay, before I begin, I got so much on my mind. Okay, check it out. I just got done watching John Wick 3. The big 3. 3. Keanu, you outdid yourself, brother. John Wick 3, the highly anticipated sequel to John Wick 2 and John Wick 1. We'd like to call that a trequel. Trequel or a threesome. I see where my head's at. Or an orgy, or can an orgy be four? Well, whatever. Anyway, I went to the movies to see John Wick 3, and after much anticipation, because the second one was really dope, and the first one was really good, it just took me by surprise. I wasn't really sure what to expect. But one thing that I did know was going to happen was going to be exhilarating. And when I say exhilarating, I mean every bit of the word, every syllable, every letter, every way you can say it. Let's go back in time. John Wick 1, first of all, came out of nowhere, and it was starring our guy, Keanu Reeves. If you don't know him, go back and watch The Matrix. The red pill or the blue pill. Everybody likes The Matrix. And I feel as though that movie was so good that it kind of put Keanu Reeves in a sense of, we're good. Sorry about that. It kind of put Keanu Reeves in a sense of stardom that was so high that I feel like it kind of almost stagnated him a little bit. And there was never going to be another movie that could top The Matrix. They say if you go for the peak, sometimes you got to be careful because you might hit a peak. The Matrix was so good. Obviously, it's first of its kind, and I don't think it'll ever be a movie like that again. Also, The Matrix set the pace for many of the movies that are coming out today. A lot of the slow motion scenes that you see in most movies attribute to The Matrix and what they did and how they set the pace. And I believe The Matrix came out the late 90s. Matrix came out in 1999. So just before the new millennium, The Matrix really set the bar high. And if you watch modern movies today, you can obviously see where they got their sauce from. So before I start talking about The Matrix and go on an hour about that, we can save that for a whole nother day because The Matrix was so good. I want to talk about the movie that I just got finished seeing today and how I believe The Matrix and John Wick series kind of are going like hand in hand. And it's almost a revival for the once beloved Keanu Reeves. Hit me if you want to hit me. So let's tie it all together. I promise this time I'm not going to take up too much of your time on a tangent. So I feel as though John Wick 3, John Wick 2 and 1, the series alone, and Matrix is almost like a revival for Keanu Reeves. And it's one that I've been waiting for. Keanu Reeves has been Hollywood's hero at one point and sad case at another point. Keanu Reeves has been one to donate his money to charities, donate his money to the staff that helped build The Matrix. He donated his money to people who pretty much helped him get into that character. He's more of your today's man, not your big overblown movie star, the Sylvester Stallones of the world and the Arnold Schwarzeneggers of the world. No, Keanu Reeves is like your guy, the guy you could see actually riding a bus in New York. Essentially what I'm trying to say is he's like Hollywood's loner. And I actually feel for the guy because I feel like, you know, he's like one of the last people that didn't sell his soul, and he's pretty decent. He's all around American man. Like, I like the guy. I feel kind of bad for him. But Hollywood doesn't. And I feel like a lot of movies kind of just look over his talent because he was at such a high status at one point. And now they're like, Keanu Reeves, they're overlooking him. He obviously has proven that he has the talent. But you know how Hollywood is. It's like they almost feed off of people that seem to work for the devil. But let me not talk too much about that. I don't want to miss my shot. Save a spot for me, Hollywood. Brother gotta eat. I can't do YouTube forever. Might be Bad Boys 8 someday, and they might need Will Smith's son from The Mistress in a different parallel. I'm him. Cast me. Yeah. But let's get back to it. So what was I saying? I know I was saying this earlier, but like Keanu Reeves was literally like riding subways with the locals. I mean, this guy is a dude that wasn't too cool for you and me. You know, people that could see this dude and say, yo, like actually touch this guy. Yo, you're real. You're Keanu Reeves. Wow. Or is it Reeve? Christopher Reeves? Whatever. Yo, you're literally the man. I know if I saw Keanu Reeves on the bus or a train, I'd ask if I could sit next to him. I promise I won't group you, but I'm just, yo, bro, you're freaking Neo. And maybe he don't like being called Neo because maybe that's kind of like the ideology of insanity that actors kind of get into and they can't break out of it. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. I want to keep a centered gravity towards this topic. John Wick 3. If you didn't see any of the John Wicks, I do urge and suggest that you get out. You know, what are you waiting for? Kill me now. Get quick to the chopper. Get the Netflix. Look for John Wick. Either I'm doing a really great Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, or either I'm offending the whole Asian community. I am sorry. Yeah, what are you waiting for? Like, come on, dude. Watch John Wick 1. Start there. If you did watch John Wick 1 and 2, but you didn't have time to watch those movies before watching the third one, go on YouTube. Oh, hold on. Got a bug in. Get away from me, bug. Get away from me. Go on YouTube and look for movies explained in less than 4 minutes. There's a really good channel where a dude breaks down movies, entire lengthy, long movies, and does it within 4 minutes. I watched 1, I watched 2, so a total of 8 minutes before I went to watch John Wick 3, and I felt up to date. Oh yeah, let me finish up with Keanu Reeves. Yeah, so Keanu, I feel like he's been laying low. He made a couple of funny movies, like this movie called Knock Knock, which you can find in the crevices of Netflix, where I guess a couple of hot chicks kind of like knock on his door, and they pretty much said, I'm gonna give you some ass. And of course, as a man, he's probably gonna want the ass, but it didn't happen like that. Last I remember, like, I think they like did something to him. They buried him in the ground and had his head just barely above the dirt. They really took that man on it was like a very suspenseful movie, Knock Knock. Yeah, and a couple other movies. I don't know, maybe an animated movie I think he did, 1 or 2 or something like that. I still see him as an A-lister that's just been having a hard set of years, you know, trying to be normal. But when the time is right, oh, Keanu, he shines bright. John Wick 3 did it for me. I'm not a man to say don't see the first one, don't see the second one, and just rush to the theater to see this one. I would like you to see the first 2, but if you don't get the chance to and you just happen to see 3, you're going to go for a ride. Wow. I'm not going to spoil this movie. I know I went on a tangent on Brightburn, and I talked about my channel in the beginning for the first 4 minutes and 30 seconds. I counted. I'm going to give a nice hit on the head, hit on the head, hit on the head, nail on the head, hit on the nail, nail on the head. You hit it on the nail. I'm going to just give a nice, simple explanation. Out of all the movies that are in the theaters right now, I wasn't saying I was going to be the first one to rush to see John Wick 3. I know the first one and the second one, they were good. They were solid. They were decent. I like how, I mean, if I'm going to ruin this for you, I'm sorry, you had years to watch it, but in John Wick 1, they killed his damn dog, and then he didn't like that, and he just pretty much went ham on everybody in the damn world. Like, I thought I was going to get shot, and I was in the theater. He, like, killed everybody over a dog, and it was totally, like, overzealous and flamboyantly done, and I loved it. Like, they killed his dog, and he killed everybody. Okay, yes, they did kill his wife, too. I forgot about that. But, essentially, I think he cared more about the dog, because when that dog died, ooh, he went like Rambo. You know? Yeah, he did all that. And essentially, everybody died. And in the second one, he pretty much did the same thing. He didn't care about me. He didn't care about you. If you were in the way of this guy, he's going to get you out the way. That was his job. He's like an invisible dude. He doesn't get seen. He doesn't get touched. He gets beat up every once in a while. But I really enjoyed in the last minute of the second one where John Wick pretty much goes against, I would say, the god eye of the government, you know, and this government status is basically like, look, you disobeyed us. Now, we were going to let you do what you needed to do. As long as you don't kill inside of this territory, you're good. You're off our radar. Anything that goes on outside of this hotel, the Continental Hotel, is your business. But as long as you're in our business, no killing allowed. Yeah, so John Wick gets through the whole second movie, and then pretty much at the end, he had one of the guys he didn't like inside of that Continental Hotel, and he pretty much just said to hell with that and shot him in the head. And then, let's say the president of the Continental Hotel, which is basically a safe haven for gangsters and illegal shit to happen. So anything can happen within this Continental Hotel. Everything except murder. So you got some dirty laundry you need to like wash, you can do that here. But you can't tell anybody outside of this. And you can't kill anybody, because if you kill somebody, that's the only thing we ask of you. Just don't kill people inside of my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I pay the rent up in here. John Wick, like I said, bullet to the brain, guy dies. And John Wick walks outside, and the boss, president of this Continental Hotel, comes out with him. And he says, all right, bruh, like, this is exaggerated, by the way. He says, all right, bro, we done told you, like all out of everything, we told you the only thing that we didn't want you to do was kill somebody within our premises. Yeah, you did that. You totally just, you just did that shit. John Wick was like, well, what can I do? And John Wick's hurt. You know, he just got through a big old battle, and he's down to this last minute. And the dude's like, all right, well, John Wick, like I told you, we are of another power. And when shit goes wrong, we watch and see everything. And all of a sudden, everybody in the background, I want you to imagine like you're sitting in Times Square, and then everybody that's going on with their business just stop going on with their business, and they just look at you. Yeah, that's what they did. And John Wick was like, and this does take place in New York, by the way. So that's when John Wick was like, oh, shit. oh, shit. I exaggerated it. John Wick really didn't even flinch. And the dude's like, yeah. And he like pushes a button. Everybody goes back to their business like they didn't even see him. But he's just letting you know, bro, we're that deep. We're that deep. And I would say he goes, so John, I like you. But you did disrespect me. Yeah, I'm gonna give you an hour. And he pushes this little watch. John Wick, he has a dog, right? Because after his first dog died, he adopted another dog that was gonna be euthanized. That new dog and John Wick, they're fucking limping on their way out. This dude's like, yeah, run. You better run. Because in like 1 hour, your ass is mine. You see him running off into the distance. You see him like dodging through the people. And then literally the movie cuts off. That was John Wick 2. And here we go, John Wick 3. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil the movie for you, but it pretty much picks up from where this man was like running, looking for refuge. And it's like they just intensified the moment. I mean, it's raining out. It's completely nighttime. He's like, and you start seeing people like, you ever watch any of James Bond's films? You know how they have like a secret organization undercover, the MI6s and the MI this and all that. And you got like Moneypenny and all these secret services that pretty much run this shit. And nobody on the regular day-to-day basis knows anything. Yeah, so as John Wick's running through New York, that secret organization, they're fucking looking for him. And they're like, this is like, I would say comparable to a company. They're in a building and there's a bunch of people, there's a bunch of women working, they're putting documents and papers. And at the top of the chalkboard, there's an empty space. They pretty much killed the last person. They scratched out his name. And at the top, they said, #1 on the hit list, $14 million, John Wick, John Wick, John Wick, John Wick. And they're pretty much going through the scene where John Wick's kind of like pretty much looking for refuge. And he's kind of patching up the last moments of his, I guess, soon to be last seconds of his life. You're going to go on a ride from the beginning of the movie. And it's a 2 hour and 11-minute movie. It was packed with intensity, exhilarating moments, things that are going to make you go, whoa. I can't remember the last time I sat in a movie and literally I was sitting by myself because it was so packed in the theater that we all had to break up. I was sitting in a seat by myself. I didn't know the people on the left and right of me, but I was like, whoa, oh my God. Everybody was like, They couldn't contain themselves. We all were yelling and screaming because the shit that we were seeing was so amazing. Knives are being thrown. It's like, yo, it's literally, and I was thinking about this when I was watching the movie. I was like, I hope I can say this because there's so much going on in this movie that I probably won't be able to show my excitement. I was trying to sink as much as I could in. And one thing I wanted to make sure I did say was this. It was like, the director of this was like, yo, we're going for Matrix. We're going to try to top the freaking Matrix. Not only in thematic energy, but we're going to try to top the Matrix in fighting. We even put fucking Morpheus in the movie. Lawrence Fishburne. It's literally like, this is like the mirror of the Matrix. There was even a nod toward the end of the movie where he was like, am I allowed to kill now? Dude's like, yes. What do you need? He says, guns. Lots of guns. Fucking Matrix overload. The Matrix. It's a good movie. It's a fucking good movie. Let's just conclude this video and say, go see John Wick 3. There will eventually be a movie that I don't like and I will review it. My channel wasn't supposed to be for movie reviews, but I just find myself a fan of movies. So I'm probably going to review some more. And remember, this is my second movie review. Kind of going out there off the cuff, you know, and I know I said on the cuff last time in Brightburn video, but I'm trying to correct myself, you know, dot my T's and cross my I's. I just want to say thank you. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I don't know where I'm going to go next. I don't know what I'm going to do next in my next video. I'm going to do some more movie reviews. If you guys have anything in your mind that you would like me to spit out, I definitely will take a look at it and, you know, try and make it happen. And as far as my channel goes, I want you guys to also know that this is people-based. So if you guys have anything or any advice as far as how my channel should move and navigate through the waters and show my potential, well, spit some ideas out there. Throw some comments out there. You know, maybe a message. Even a dislike if you don't like it. And if you're going to give me a dislike, at least tell me why you didn't like it. I told you I'll try to get rid of the antics and shenanigans. You know, whatever to make this experience better. Keanu Reeves, you still got it, man. You are the man. And F what everybody else says. Hollywood, this over. Let's throw it out. You still inspire me. And you acted your ass off in this movie. And everything you did in this movie was just so beautifully well done. The choreography, the everything was just so good. And the story is even better. And I'm not going to say if there's going to be another one, if you died or not. I want to leave that for the people so they can go watch the movie. But the way you ended it, it's not cooling off. You got it. I'm a fan. We loved it. I'm going to give this movie an 8. 8. It was just that good. Why so serious? And that concludes this episode of Julian's World. Guys, till next time, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Like something, share something, help a brother out. And until next time, guys. Ciao.